This tutorial is for conference treasurers who are looking to close a month for accounting purposes, to reconcile their check register against their bank statement, and to generate reports, including the monthly conference report to be filed with the council. You start at the home screen, go to Check Register under the main menu. You will now see all the financial transactions for the month for the conference. Before we get to the reconciliation and the closing, let's first review some of the other report features that are available on the check register page. First, you can actually print the entire check register as it is, including all of the balances. You can check your outstanding pledges. You can click onto these pledges to see additional detail. The outstanding report will show you a report of all uncleared checks. The preview financial report is an opportunity to see in draft form the monthly conference report. It's an opportunity anytime during the month for you to review the report. If you see anything that does not look correct, it gives you the opportunity to question it. Or if you see something that has not been entered, for example, such as volunteer hours by members that are not associated with cases, it gives you the opportunity to enter that information. Once a month is closed, you can't go back and change transactions for that month. So this is an opportunity to review it in preview form. The added debit is a feature that if you write a check at any time during the month and it's not associated with assistance in a case file, you should then add it as a debit transaction. It gives you a drop down of the different types of reasons that you would be writing the check. You put all of the check information, including any notes concerning the reason for writing the check, and you submit it. It will then show up in your check register. The same thing for credit. And at any time you make a deposit into your account, you need to account for it in CMS. Again, there's a drop-down menu. For example, if you receive money from the church from second collection one Sunday, and you want to deposit that into your account, you should also enter it into CMS. It gives you the opportunity to add some notes explaining the purpose for the deposit. You submit it and it shows up in your register. Recalculate should be used anytime you are working with your check register. This just assures that any entries made have rolled through the system and shows up in the totals. It just updates all of the totals. So now it's time to reconcile. You've received your monthly bank statement. You click on reconcile. One thing you'll notice is that there's a check 5,000. It does not show up in your bank statement. So you do not check clear. Another thing you may notice is that an entry may be incorrect. For example, if the credit should have been $1,115, it gives you the opportunity to go back into your check register to open the transaction up and actually make any changes that have to be made. So you go through each entry, and if it matches the bank statement and there are no adjustments that need to be made, no updates, no additional transactions, you clear each of the transactions and then you select cleared selected transactions. You'll go back to your check register screen and you'll now see in the far left-hand column, there are check marks showing that all of these items except one have cleared. So now you are confident that all the financial transactions have been entered for the month. All the changes have been made to particular transactions, and it's time to close the month for accounting purposes. So you select close. You'll get a warning reminding you that once a month is closed, you cannot go back and alter a transaction. This is due to the accounting rules. It will remind you that there is still one uncleared item, and that is correct. It will ask you to enter the amount that shows from the ending balance on your bank statement. You select next. It shows you the ending balance on your bank statement. It shows you the amount of the deposits, the amount of the withdrawals. It also shows you that there is one check outstanding, and if that check was accounted for, what your check register balance should be. You select next. It now shows you your check register balance, and it shows the balance for reporting purposes since, again, the unclear transaction has been written and it's now accounted for. It still gives you the opportunity to double check your check register so you can actually get a printout before you close the month showing your check register, in this case, showing the clear transactions and the unclear transaction. You can also do an outstanding report, and it shows that there is one outstanding check. This will show any outstanding check from any months that roll forward into the current month. And you can also preview the monthly conference report one last time before you close the month. If you go through the financial report, it will show you the categories of deposits or receipts that you have entered during the month. It shows you the expenses, the category for those expenses. It gives information about the number of home visits, the number of people helped, in-kind services, and volunteer hours. The appendix will show demographics of your conference. It'll show a further breakdown of direct aid in the categories that the aid was made for. It'll show in-kind gifts and vouchers and other kinds of in-kind services and donations. It'll show the assistance that you gave by zip code, and it'll break down in detail the volunteer hours during the month. So having gone through that, seen that everything is correct, it is now time for you to close the month. So once you close the month, those transactions are now finalized, cannot be changed, and the check register will now move to a current month, which is now, in this case, January 2022, because December 2021 has been closed. And you'll notice on your check register screen, again, you have all of the buttons available to you for the various reports. One other thing I would like to point out, in addition to the monthly conference report, which does show up in financial reports. So in this case, we just closed December. This would be the report that you would save and send to the council. But there are additional reports that are available on CMS for the conference to use for its own purposes. So if you go to your home screen, in the task pane, you'll see a drop down for conference reports. There are assistance reports, which will give all of the details that were entered into for all of the cases for whatever period you select. And it'll give you the ability to run a report and to upload it into a spreadsheet. So you, for example, can choose financial assistance. You can choose a start and end date. And you can select to have the report run. The report will then run and give you the option to open it into an Excel spreadsheet. You can save it as a spreadsheet. You can adjust the columns. You can put any of the formatting that you want onto the spreadsheet. You can analyze the numbers in any way you see fit. It's a very helpful report that treasurers may find useful. So I hope you have found this tutorial helpful. One thing that I would recommend is that you go to your user guide, and under Treasury instruction, it's worthwhile to read it. It provides a great deal of information about what is stored in the CMS files and what you can generate by way of reports. It'll explain the different categories of reports, the different categories of transactions. So it is definitely worth your time for any treasurer to review this document. It will certainly help you with CMS. If not, we have additional support that's offered through the council. Thank you very much.